Humanity, I love you all with all my heart, with all my might. My videos are about love, infinity, creation, because we're infinite creators, we're infinite love. This is who we are. Why? Because of our heartbeat. Biologically speaking, our heartbeat creates us. Without the heartbeat, we wouldn't exist. The heartbeat, the human heartbeat, is the pulse of life, is the pulse of creation. It generates an electromagnetic field around the human body that powers the human body. It powers the brain, it powers the nervous system so we can think, be conscious and self-aware, so we can have emotions and feel, be sentient beings, who we are. It powers our organs so they can function and we can live. And there is no coincidences here. The heart that gives us the life so we can exist is also the place where we love. We love with our hearts. So we live to love and we love to live. This is the beauty of it. It's self-explanatory. Life works in very simple ways. It's very profound the way life operates, because that's what life is creation. Creation is that, is love. And it explains it to us biologically. I'm creating you with a heartbeat so you can be conscious and self-aware, sentient being, so you can love. And you can create just like I'm creating you. And you create with love, with your actions. And how do we do this? At the most fundamental way, the most biological of ways, if it's not reproduction, is what we do biologically speaking as a species. We make love so we have children. And then we love our children so we raise them so they become great human beings. And this process goes forever. It is an infinite cycle of creation and evolution. It's biological, it's our DNA. You see, we're driven by love because we are a heartbeat. We love with our hearts, and our heart creates us. This is very basic. This notion is very powerful, but it's profound. It's simple. Like all elegant things in nature, they're simple and easy to understand. So what does that make us if our first instinct to live is a heartbeat and we love with our hearts? What does that make us? Well, it makes us instinctual. We are an instinct-based race. We are a heartful race. We are a benevolent species. This is who we are. We love. We are a heart-based species. We love with our hearts. We love with our hearts. This is who we are. We create with our hearts. We're a loving, creating species. This is who we are. It's our nature. For a very long time, we were very much unaware of our nature because of any number of reasons. It was just the way life happened here on Earth. We were unaware of who we are, our true nature. We were unaware that we were light spherical beings, that we are electromagnetic fields of creation, and we create with love. We weren't aware of that. We didn't know our nature. But now we know. We have metamorphosized into a conscious being, a light being, a spherical light being that understands that we create through love and that we're a benevolent species. This is who we are. We're a benevolent race. The human race is a heartful species. It's a sentient being that is love-based, is heart-based. We create with love with our actions. We put love behind our actions. We back our actions with love, and we create beautiful things. We see that all the time. This is what we've always done. We have created the conditions here on Earth. Today, it's the right time, the right circumstances for us to create the Republic of Planet Earth, for us to be aware of who we are, the citizens of the Republic of Planet Earth, spherical light beings. We're the defenders of the Republic of Planet Earth. We are the leaders of the Republic of Planet Earth, and we lead with our actions. And our actions are based on love. This is who we are. This is our nature. And this will never change. This will always be, because this is who we are. We are the human race. And this is what we have metamorphosized to. This is a natural step in our evolution. This is an evolutionary step of our biology. Understanding that we're spherical light beings. We have an electromagnetic field around our bodies that powers us. So we exist. The human condition, the human nature. Is this what it is? The human condition, the human nature, this is who we are, a loving species we create. And how do we know this? Because at the most fundamental level, existence, infinity, creation, it's all about that. It's all about eternity. It's all about creation. Creation at different scales. It all starts here where we live on earth with the sun. Our Father, really. The sun created the conditions on earth. And the funny thing about it is that just like us with our electromagnetic field, electrical electromagnetic field that gives us life and the pulse of life and the pulse of creation, so we can love and we can exist, we can have free will and create, be conscious and self-aware. The sun itself has its own electromagnetic field, its own pulse of life, its own pulse of creation surrounding it, spherical, just like the sun is spherical. And that is obviously rays and beams and energy and all these flares that come from the sun radiating, and they heat earth and all the other parts of our existence here. And the earth, what's the earth? Is not spherical, just like the sun. And the earth itself has its own core, electromagnetic core, and it has its own electromagnetic field of creation that generates the atmosphere that creates the conditions here on earth, the biosphere, the DNA, the biology, the biome. And then we're here alive in the ecosystems, this biodiversity. And the human race, the human species, a benevolent race, is part of it. We were created in a way by the conditions that were set by the sun on earth. So the sun and the earth together combined their electromagnetic fields of creation. So life was gestated here. Life was conceived here, biologically speaking, through the DNA, and we all alive, we exist here on planet Earth. And biologically speaking, what are we if it's not creators ourselves? We reproduce, so we create life with love, and then at the same time, we also create with our actions. And we also have an electromagnetic field, just like the sun and the earth, so it's all connected, but at different scales of reality. The sun creates at an astronomical scale. The earth creates at a terrestrial scale. And us, we create at a biological scale. But we all, in the end, energy, we all love, we all creators. So biologically speaking, the mechanism, the delivery system of creation is love. Because it's the heartbeat that gives us life, biologically speaking. It's the pulse of creation, it's the pulse of life, it's the electromagnetic field. So if it is the heart that creates us and allows us to exist, so the human body and the condition and the nature of us happens, then think about what that means. It's the heart that allows us to love. We love with our hearts. So the message is clear. Nature is signaling to us very subtly and very simply and powerfully, poetically, really, that we are created through the heartbeat, so we can love, so we can be conscious. We can be conscious, so we can be self-aware, understand our nature, spherical light beings, infinite energy, and we create with love. So this is the way it is. It's a beautiful message because we are creation, we are a loving species, we're a heartful, benevolent race. This is who we are. We're a sentient being capable of love because it is our nature. Our instinct to exist, our heartbeat tells us that we love with our hearts because that's the same place. Emotions come from the heart. Just like we love with our hearts, the heart itself gives us life through the heartbeat. So it's all connected. It's beautiful. It's real. It's objective reality. It's who we are. It makes us special, and we have a way biologically to connect with the source of creation, step into the light, and be one with all, one with everything, and that is through our eyes. You see, our eyes are spherical, just like the sun, just like the earth, like our brains, like the heart, like our glands, like most of our organs. Spherical. So what is the meaning of these? Three-dimensional, that we have this gift to see. Sight is one of our senses, makes us aware, right? So we can see the light, and we have in the eyes, we have the iris, which is also spherical, is a circle, the eye, the iris. And we have these cells in the eyes, in the iris, cone cells, allows us to see light and colors. So if you think about it, it colors our lives. And what makes us see colors, what makes us see this beautiful high resolution planet here on Earth, so we can actually experience life through our eyes and our senses. Light. And where does light come from? From the sun, the source of life, the source of creation. So we can stare at the sun as I am doing it right now. I can do it for hours. So can you. Just takes matter of time and practice. Your muscles in your eyeballs get used to it, just like exercise and training. And your iris are designed. The lens of your eyes is designed precisely. The retina, all this is designed to take this high intensity brightness. The pupil, all that gets adjusted. And it gets used to this because we were designed by the sun, biologically speaking, through the earth and the electromagnetic field of both of them. This is how evolution works at different scales of creation. So why do we connect with the sun? Because the sun is our source of energy, our source of life, our source of creation. The sun has an electromagnetic field just like we do. So when we stare at the sun, we open the portal and we connect and build the bridge. And what's the bridge? Is the electromagnetic field of the human heart that gives us the life to exist so we can love and create, connecting and syncing in harmony with this electromagnetic field of the heart, the sun itself. So that builds the bridge and makes that connection, and it makes us one. It reminds us of who we are, where we come from. We're infinite energy in the biological sense that came from the astronomical sense of energy. As you know, is well known, stardust. We're stardust. And then just think about the repercussions of that. We have this infinite energy source that created the earth and the conditions here for us to exist, biologically speaking. But at the same time, this energy comes through our eyes and our iris, and it goes straight into our brains. Why? Because our eyes are right in front of our brains. For the most part, the human brain has been wired and designed to be tailored to the human eye. You know, all the veins, all this nervous system, the circuitry, and all the different nerves and all the different veins that are interconnected between the eyes and the brain, because we experience the world for the most part through the sight to that sense. We do have all the senses, but our most the sense that we rely the most on is sight. And why is this? Because we experience through vision. This is how we experience reality for the most part. We're visual creatures. Why? Because we are light, and we need to see the light because we're energy. We visualize, we create. So obviously when you have this infinite source of energy coming through your eyes, what does that do? Well, it hits your brain straight through the iris, straight. It's this sun-iris nexus. It's a human practice. You see, we open the portal, we build the bridge. The energy comes straight to us through the eye socket. It goes in, and then what happens? Our brains get rewired. Remember, our brains are electrical synapses. You see, electrical current, electrical signals moving around. And imagine all this new energy coming in and hitting you straight into the brain. What does that do? Well, it regenerates you, rejuvenates you. It restructures the genetic code. Our DNA gets enhanced, it gets empowered. It gives us great abilities because we have much more energy. Seeking sunlight is a source of energy, it feeds us. And what does that do? Well, it makes us more powerful, capable of having more powerful synapses, more powerful connections, more powerful neuroplasticity, much more powerful creativity. Our visions, right? We're visual species. Our dreams are more powerful. Dreams of what? About ourselves, our true selves, our identity as a creator is much more powerful. We see our future better. And it also helps us because remember, with our brains, we memorize and remember and recall. So it helps us heal. And all these memories that come through our eyes, the memories that are in our brain, when the light comes through our eyes, you know, it helps us deal with trauma and all these low cognitive loads, all this negative energy that we have through experience and trauma. I have spoken about this in Inside Out Transformation earlier in the series of videos, where I have explained what the memory is and how memory pools work and what trauma and reliving those memories do to us, and how we can metamorphosized into light beings by essentially deloading and decharging the negative cognitive load in those thoughts and emotions that we're reliving, so we can make them positive experiences in our life. And that's exactly what the energy from the sun through our eyes does. It allows our brains to recall and have those traumatic memories relieved, so we can, with our heart, transmute that energy and neutralize it and essentially disperse it. And when we dispel it, that memory just becomes an experience, and a positive, loving experience, because we love with our hearts. So the negative cognitive vibration of it, the fear of it, the trauma, the pain, the suffering goes away, and the memory is just an experience that allows us to understand who we are and be here today. So it's our brains, right? We recall with our brains, our memory pools. So those memories come, and then this energy allows us to process it better, have better visions of ourselves, our identity, and our true self. And remember, because of our heart, we exist because of our heartbeat, and our heartbeat is electrical current. So when our electromagnetic field of creation, the heartbeat, the pulse, gets in sync, building the bridge with the electromagnetic field of the sun, then what does that do? Well, our heartbeat becomes stronger, our life source becomes stronger, our beat is much more powerful, our life source is stronger, so we can love much better, so we can deal with these emotions that are negative, and we put love behind our actions, in this case, healing these memories, healing these experiences, so they don't have a hold over us anymore, so we are lighter, we don't have this negative cognitive load anymore, and we are headed towards our destination, which is infinite light, spherical light beings. We metamorphosize into who we are, eternal, infinite, eternal creators, a loving species, who we are, our nature. Because the heart makes us braver, it gives us the courage, it gives us the strength to face those fears, to face those adversities, to face those challenges, those pains, those emotions, so we can deal with them emotionally and process them. That's what the heart does, because we love with our hearts. And this is the way it works, and the way it would always be. So as we start to staring at the sun and opening the portal and building the bridge every day, we turn into eternal sundials. This is who we are. We seek sunlight, and we just engage with it all the time, and we operate on there because this is our nature. This is who we are. So we stare at the sun, we open our hearts, we process these emotions, so our visions about our true self and our identity become much stronger, so we can dream better and make those dreams come true, because we're, in the end, the reason why we're processing and healing these negative emotions and transmuting them, neutralizing them, dispelling them, shattering them, all these fantasies, all these illusions, all these mediums and media that put us down and drag us down, when we neutralize them, then what does that do? It clears us, it liberates us, it frees up energy so we can create, which is the purpose why we exist. Our purpose is to create through love and action. So this is the reason why this is so important. This connection allows us to clear our memories, to clear our minds, so we can actually focus on the memories that matter, which is the dream state, the creations, the true self, the identity. So we can create with our actions, daily heart, our purposeful daily action with our hearts, putting love behind our actions. This is how it works, and this is why this is so important. And today's video is about identity-based purpose. I wanted to start there. I always start there with the portal and the bridge, and the importance of the human heartbeat, and what it means to have an electromagnetic field and being a spherical light being, and the metamorphoses of who we are as a loving, benevolent, heartful species, sentient beings capable of creating and loving, which is our nature. Because this is the most important thing. Because we need to understand who we are, which is our identity, our true self. So fundamentally, the creator, the heartbeat, created us, so we are creators ourselves through love and action and free will. So then again, identity-based purpose. So if our fundamental purpose is to be a creator, a loving creator, because we were created to create, to love, just like the sun created the earth and the earth created us. The heartbeat created us, so we are creators. The delivery mechanism is love. So we need to understand our identity. So the fundamental purpose is that we're creators. We're love-based creators. This is who we are. We create with our hearts, because the heartbeat created us. So we also create the same way with our heart, with our love, with our actions. So we need to understand that fundamentally we're all creators. We all have a heartbeat. We all love. But we also have an identity, which is a true self, is the individual. And we have free will, so we choose through our dimensions and our boundaries who we are. And the purpose that we choose to have is based on our free will and our actions, daily action, purposeful daily action. We choose who we become with our actions. We know we're creators. This is our instinct. This is our nature to create, to love. We live to love. We love to live. This is who we are. We're light beings. We're spherical light beings. This is who we are. This is our nature. But that's just everyone's nature. So we need to understand that we're much more than that, because we have the free will. We're a compass. We shatter illusions, rendering fantasies. And this is what we do. We shatter illusions and render fantasies obsolete. We manifest free will. But because of our free will, our freedom, here and now, taking action, we choose what purpose, actually, what we create as creators. Consciously, we're self-aware, we're conscious. We choose what we create with our free will. Because we're all creators, but we choose what we create, and each person, based on their identity and true self, based on the dimensions and their experiences and their lives, and the way they go about their boundaries, and how they learn about themselves, self-love, and all these, they understand this fundamental truth, this objective reality, but they all have different purposes. We all have, because we're all unique. If you think about it fundamentally, we all have eyes, but each of us has a unique iris. Each of us has a unique tone of voice. Each of us has a unique DNA structure, DNA code. Each of us has a unique fingerprint. Each of us has a unique face. Each of us has a unique body. Each of us has a unique footprint, a unique signature, a unique fist. But at the same time, we're still human, and that's the common denominator. We're still the same species. We're still loving.